Hello friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Whoop Wednesday. We're testing a bunch of Gemfan prototype props today, and of course it's a Q&A stream as always. And we're going to talk a little bit about a few special things. We were doing the builds for these back at the apartment, and then they got buried in a box. And if I'm honest, I kind of forgot about them. But yeah, I came across them, and I'm gonna try really hard to get them done before Christmas. These are 3 analog, although I mean I guess they could be built to be digital, but they're meant to be analog CiottiFPV glides that I'm gonna be selling. They won't be cheap, but yeah, if you want my identical glide setup, other than the motors, I'm doing a motor on here that's much less expensive, in hopes that you will just bash the living hell out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna have 3 of them, and they're about, I don't know, 30% of the way done. And so over the next couple of streams, we're gonna get them finished up the rest of the way, and they'll be for sale. So buy yourself a Christmas present. Hit me up if you're interested. They're gonna be expensive. I wanna do an auction for at least one of them, but if you absolutely have to have one, make me an offer I can't refuse, and I'll basically just hold one for you. But one of them is definitely going to be for auction, just because that'll be fun. And then the other two, though, are kind of up for grabs. So, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm building them for analog. No, you know what? They're analog. They're built for analog because they're on 15 mil standoffs. So to put digital in them, you couldn't put a Vista in them. Can't do a Vista on 15 mil standoffs. 16 mil standoffs are the minimum. Waka Flocka Flame. I don't know how you would put that in there. Might be able to pull it off though. But these are analog. I still think that analog is the way to go for freestyle. So yeah, if you want a CiottiFPV freestyle build, it's going to be analog whether you like it or not. I think you might be able to convince me to go to Walk Snail with them, but I doubt it. Or HD0. HD0, I'd have to put the 1 watt in there. I don't think it would actually fit. I don't think HD0 would fit in there, and they're certainly not going to get a 200 milliwatt VTX. So yeah, they're analog. They're analog. They use the same ESC, flight controller, camera, VTX, antenna setup, and frame that I run on mine. The only thing that's different about mine are the motors and I think that's it. Yeah, I think the motors is the only thing that's different. So in the chat, Kiz Bartlett was first, Bozadar Reyes was next, Riot 9, Morton Upshot, Northern Tier, McConnell Studios, Paul McDonald, Flush FPV, PJ Denard, Casey Henderson, 8-Bit FPV, June Loco, Kevin Jamieson, actually. I think I've been mispronouncing that. Adam C, John O'Connor, Captain Calgary, CMYK FPVU, and McMucus. What's up, friends? Veritas Weasel as well. Veritas Weasel says, what the hell, man? What? What the hell? Bozadar says, hi, CiottiFPV and fam. PJ says, what's up, CiottiFPV and gangly gangers. Adam C says, hello, CiottiFPV, how's it hanging? CMYK says, yo, dude, what's up, gangly gang? CMYK, hey, have you had a chance? I think you just forgot about it, which is totally fine. Do you have a chance to take a look at the, I'm running out of mailing envelopes. Do you have a chance to look at that artwork? It doesn't have to be perfect, just something, because I got that order that I think I can spin back up. Maybe not, but let me know. So the big thing that we're gonna do here tonight that's gonna be pretty fun is test some of these prototype propellers that Gemfan sent me. We've got two different 1.2 inch propellers for the 65 mil motor to motor frames, and then there's two 1.6 inch propellers. So I did put a Mobula 7 back together here. I had to use motors that are a little bit different than I normally use, but this should be interesting. I used the, so this is that Mobula 6 ELRS AIO that does the core temperature warnings and has started to drop an arm. So this AIO is kind of on its way out, but whatever. That's kind of perfect because I don't like the 75 millimeter rigs. So yeah, we're gonna try these prototype props out on this little build here. I've got two of the 300 mAh Magic batteries charging for this. And yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do the thrust testing with this. Maybe I could. I mean, it's gonna push down. So the reason why I can somewhat accurately do the thrust testing with my little scale on these guys is that when you look at the bottom of the frame, see how it's completely flat? So it ends up sitting completely flat on the scale. And so when it creates downward thrust, it just pushes right down on the scale. This frame, the battery compartment is the low point. So when this creates thrust, it's gonna cant over like that, and then it's probably gonna start walking around. So yeah, I don't really think this is going to work for the thrust testing. But that's fine. It's the 75 mil stuff is not as good as the 65 mil stuff anyway. So I'm more interested to fly the 1.6 inch propellers, and yeah, we'll compare them to the. I'm gonna pull these off right now actually, and I'm gonna put the. Maybe not. Should I fly them against the biblades? Yeah, I should fly them against the biblades. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna pull these. I'm gonna pull these OG Gemfan triblades off of here, and I'm gonna put the Gemfan biblades on here. And then because I think those are the best props anyway. Although these I should mention, these motors on here are the BetaFPV 1102 18,000 kV. I don't think that these are going to be the best motors for this rig, but they're what I've got right now. I'm really tempted to... Man, these are hard to get off. I'm really tempted to pick up a one of these 1002 motors. I think the 1002 motors might be a better fit. But I don't like the... I'm going to use my Gemfan prop locket to get these propellers off without wrecking these motors. Yeah, I don't like the 75 rigs anyway, so I'm not going to put a bunch of time and effort into this. Although I am kind of curious if this would make a really good jungle gym basher. So that's kind of that's my thought process. Who from chat... I need to find the highest KV 1002. I think there's a 22,000 KV. Somebody in chat a bunch of streams ago found them. So yeah, what do you guys got? I forget what they were though. Who knows the 1002s? I need the highest possible KV 1002, and it has to have a 1.5 millimeter prop shaft. I tried this rig on RC and Power, PJ says, 1002, 22,000 kV. Does anybody know of a 1002 that's even higher kV than that? I would love like 23,000, 25,000. Let me know if anybody knows of a higher. I think those are the ones. I think PJ has the right one. But yeah, if there is a higher kV, that's what I want. I think with the whole jungle gym thing, it's kind of interesting. I think that, hey, there we go, Flywoo. That's what it was. Paul McDonald, good call. Flywoo has a 20, I thought there was a 23,500. Anybody know of an even higher KV? I believe it's Flywoo though. I'm pretty sure that that I remember this from last time, that the Flywoo is the right one. I actually don't need to use the prop locket on 3 of these. See if I can get the last one off. Come on. I'm not going to tell you anything about the 1.6 inch. I'm not going to tell you anything about any of these prototype propellers, really. Look at that. I got them all off. Cool. Because, like, it's kind of bad enough already that I'm going to do some thrust testing on the smaller ones. And I'm kind of talking about them. I asked Gemfan, I said, you know, hey, what can and can't I say about these? And they said they didn't give me a straight answer. So I'm just going to kind of keep it as vague as possible. But yeah, I mean, I feel like testing them is a good thing, because if they perform really well, then you guys can kind of get hyped about them. Brandon Woodford says RC and Power 22,000. So it sounds like the Flywoo 23,500s are the most rockin' ones. Flywoo 1002. There they are. 23,500. Look at that. Man, that is an ugly motor. Good Lord. Okay. Hey, there it goes. Let's see if they're in stock. 23,500. And a cart. Let's see if it'll work. Hey. All right, cool. So they're in stock. It looks like they have a PCB. That's pretty great. What else? Big long cable. That's fine. Ugly motor. 2.4 grams in weight. Let's take a look at the RC and Power 1002. Okay, let's see if they're in stock. Looks like they are. All right, what do you got going for you? Well, first of all, if the high KV is orange, then I'm not getting them. That's just ridiculous. I don't think it is. Give me a weight. If these are 2.48 versus 2. Okay, so they're the same weight. All right, good deal. I'm gonna go with the flywoos because it's all about KV, and the more KV, the less blades you can run on the propeller, and that's going to make a huge difference in response time and PID loop performance. So, cool. We're going with the flywoos. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this tab opened here. Thank you, fellas. Good call. Yeah. So previously, I had the motors that I've been happiest with on this rig, to be super honest, have been the tinywhoop EX, which is Happy Model's lightweight 0802 30,000 kV. And I had them on the Gemfan 1.6-inch biblades. In terms of flight performance, that's as good as it's gotten for me with this Mobula 7. Mainly because those are the lightest motors possible, and I've been trying to fly this thing indoors. Once I got this outdoors at the jungle gym, those motors performed great, but they took a hell of a beating because they've only got a 1mm motor shaft, and this thing is too heavy. I'm worried about the 1002s being too heavy, but they have the 1.5mm motor shaft, and the only 802s that have the 1.5mm motor shaft are the ones that actually came with this rig, the new Happy Model 0802s, but those are only 20,000 kV, and they don't make nearly enough power, and it just flies like ass. So, and they don't have the stator, so you're pretty much forced with those 0802s to run them on the 1.6-inch biblades, because an 0802 is, there's no way in hell it's going to have enough stator volume to crank a triblade 1.6-inch prop. And yeah, that 20,000 kV is too low for these biblades. These Flywoo 1002, 23,500 kVs. They've got 3,500 extra kV, which is great. They've got a bunch of extra stator volume, being a 1002 versus an 0802. That's a 25% increase, right? And then, although I don't think it works like that, because it's a 23% increase in stator width, but that doesn't necessarily equate to a 25% increase in stator volume, because pi r squared and all that nonsense. Well, let's do the math. Let's do the math, because it's actually kind of important. Volume of a cylinder calculator. All right, so radius, which is half of the diameter. Let's do the 0802 first. So we're going to do 4, and then the height is 2. So that's 100.53. 100.53. And then we're going to go up to 5. Wow. It's way more than 25%. Jesus, okay. So that is a 57% increase in stator volume from an 0802 to a 1002. That's insane. Okay, So these motors are going to make mega power. Tonight we're going to see how this thing is on an 1102, an even bigger increase in stator volume, but it's a lower kV. It's only an 18,000 kV motor. So yeah, tonight's testing is not going to really be all that accurate, but I just kind of want to get these prototype props up in the air and compare them to the biblades and see what's up. The comparisons that I'm really excited about tonight are with the 1.2 inch props. I just kind of did this for the sake of doing it. But yeah, so we're gonna do some fun things here. Let me get caught up on chat real quick. Hold on. Casey Henderson sent me an email. PJ said, we got that. Casey Henderson says, I have $120 to buy a setup with freestyle. I just can't wait to do more flying. It's killing me. Very cool. But Henderson says, do any of these 1002s have ball bearings or just bushings in that size? That's a really good question. Man, that's a really good question. And the specs are more than likely not going to tell us that. Like, it's not going to mention bearing anywhere in here. We would need to find like a picture of it showing the bottom, and then sometimes you can tell. Although apparently the bearings that are this small are not all that. Well, for the 0802s, apparently the really tiny bearings that'll work in 0802s are not rated. So that is a bearing. So the 1002s look like they do have bearings. You know, 10, well, it's still a 3-bolt. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that it has bearings. It's good in terms of like efficiency, but it might be bad in terms of durability. I will let you know because I will be beating the living hell out of them. So yeah, we'll get to see that. Casey Anderson says, should I buy the Darwin FPV Baby Ape 3-inch plug-and-play Pro with Caddx Ant camera for $91 instead of one of the 5 inches from AliExpress that's only $88? Yikes. I mean, so that is a 3-inch. I'm going to take that question as, should I buy a 3-inch rig or a 5-inch rig? You should buy a 3-inch rig if your primary flying location is smaller and or more populated. You should buy the 5-inch rig if you've got a big, wide open, safe spot to go to fly. And I'm going to leave it at that. I've heard that the Baby Ape is okay. I don't know what this 5-inch rig is from AliExpress. You know, if both are reliable rigs, then go by, yeah, where do you want to fly, basically. But I would do some serious research on an $88 5-inch rig because in 2022, I can't possibly imagine how anybody is building a 5-inch rig for that cheap. Maybe they are, but that seems nuts to me. The Baby Ape is so inexpensive because the motors that they put on there are old ass EMax motors that EMax had a ton made. Or no, EMax didn't have them made. Somebody had them made for a photography drone, and then EMax bought a ton of them for a really good price, and they built the original Baby Hawk 6 years ago with those motors. Which was my very first FPV rig. So yeah, now 6 years later, Darwin is probably able to buy those motors for like a penny a piece. And paying pretty much nothing for motors, you are going to be able to build a rig for really not much money. Motors are the most expensive part of a rig. So yeah, the Baby Ape, I totally understand why they can sell it for so cheap. A 5-inch rig, I am shocked that there's a 5-inch rig that exists for $88. So I would be very careful. I would look up reviews. I would look for people that have flown more than one battery on it. Most of the reviews you're going to find are just took it out of the box, flew one battery, made the video, threw up the affiliate link, and tried to make as much money as possible for as little time as possible. That's most FPV reviews. I mean, that's most reviews of things in general. So be very wary and try to find someone who has actually put 100, 200, 300 batteries through that thing to make sure that it's going to have any amount of actual durability in the real world. Also, just straight up ask them, like, how often do you crash? If there's somebody that is like a brand new pilot, or they're just not really into freestyle flying, more than likely they're not crashing often, if at all. Maybe you're one of those people though, Casey. Like, also, you know, equate that to yourself. If you don't plan on crashing the rig, you don't really need to know that. If you do plan on flying hard freestyle, then you should definitely pay attention to that. Why is it that no matter how many years I put into this hobby, I still sometimes put props on the wrong motor? I looked right at it and I was like, yep, left side high, and I just put it on the wrong motor. I don't understand. I've done it so many times now that I actually check myself. Like, I stopped checking myself. At one point, I didn't put motors on the wrong. I didn't put props on the wrong motor, and I stopped checking. And then I had a couple. I'm just getting old, man. I'm just getting old. My brain is aging and falling to pieces. Michael D says this is going to be an exciting Whoop Wednesday. It is indeed. I've got the triple tall cube gate set up, and a double tall cube gate set up in the living room, and I've got the fan on the lowest speed I can set it on. So I think we can do that super trippy thing where I match speeds with, with the fan blade, and it looks like the fan blades are still, and the entire world is spinning. Another Ritzian says, Pyro carries the sub 250 1002, which claims to have bearings. Can't find any info on the others. What is the sub 250 1002, Metal? What's that? Is sub 250 a motor manufacturer? I've not. If so, that's news to me. Bacon, AEG bacon avocado. AEG, as in like automatic electric goon, as in like airsoft. Bacon Avocado asks, just replaced my Mobula 6 frame with a Meteor 65 frame, and now I'm getting jerky motions. When pitching forward, it kind of feels like it falls over suddenly. There's nothing about the Meteor 65 frame itself that would cause that. That's a very weird problem. Unfortunately, with tinywhoops, you can't feel if the motors are getting hot or not. So do this, Bacon Avocado. Flip your rig into turtle mode. Hold the quad in your hand. Flip it to turtle mode. And very, very, very gently move the right stick diagonally so that you just fire up one motor at a time. And you just want to use the tiniest little motion. You want to just get the motor to spin really slowly and just spin it up just a little bit. All of the vibrations happen at low RPM. So you're just going to get each motor individually and then do the next motor and then do the next motor and then do the next motor. The reason why I want you to hold the rig while you're doing this is because I want you to feel for vibrations. If you were crashing your rig hard enough to break the Mobula 6 frame, what you might have done is bend the motor shafts. And when the motor shafts get bent, instead of spinning perfectly true, they start to wobble, and they wobble the entire prop, and then that creates vibrations that basically confuse the PID loop. So with turtle mode, you can very gently spin each motor up, and with your hand, since you're holding the quad, you can feel how much each motor is vibrating. And what you're looking for is, do you have one or two motors that are vibrating significantly harder than the others? Typically what you'll find is the front motors will vibrate harder than the rears because we crash face first most of the time. So yeah, that's the first, easiest, most common problem that you're going to check for. And then beyond that, the only thing that I can think of that could have changed between when doing a frame swap like that is you might have over tightened the screws that go through the rubber grommets that soft mount the AIO. Your AIO has a gyro on it. The gyro's job is to detect motion. If the rig is vibrating too hard, the gyro can't differentiate the good vibrations from the bad vibrations, so to speak. That's a weird way to describe it, but just stick with me here. You want to make sure that your AIO is able to float. There's rubber grommets on the corners, and what you want, since the gyro is on there, you want the gyro to get the cleanest signal possible. So we put these rubber grommets on the four corners so that board with the gyro can kind of float, and then the frame and the motors and the propellers, which are always going to be vibrating, they can vibrate underneath it, and those rubber grommets are going to allow the gyro and the AIO to stay true and not vibrating while the frame vibrates under it. Well, if you crank the screws down too hard, then you're going to basically do what's called hard mounting that AIO with the gyro on it to the frame, which is vibrating, and now everything is going to vibrate, and that can sometimes be too much for the PID loop. So that's the next thing that you're going to check, and you're also just going to look for that. Like, now that I've explained that to you, and you know that the main board here needs to be isolated, you need to just look for a plug header or a wire that is sandwiched in between the AIO and the frame that could be transmitting all of the vibrations from the frame. Our motors and our propellers, even when they're brand new, are still always going to be vibrating. So it's really important that the board that your gyro is on, in a tinywhoops case, that's the AIO. In bigger quads case, that's the flight controller. It's always really important that the board where the gyro lives is able to move around a little bit. You should be able to push it, literally push it, and it should have a little bit of give on the rubber grommets. So yeah, that's... Other than that, I can't think of a single thing that could have possibly changed during a frame swap that could be causing the problem that you're having, other than it could be a coincidence thing where the gyro is starting to fail and it just happened to happen in between the frame swap. That's something that's happened to every single one of us more than once, and it's super annoying. But yeah, those are the two things I can think of that might have realistically happened during a frame swap that could be causing a problem. Cool? YouTube just did the thing. Casey Henderson says, can I just buy a setup from you? I was wondering if I would get ripped off or not. And Albert Kim reviews the ones on AliExpress that one is named TCMMRC over frequency, and there are others. You can certainly buy a setup from me. I'm about to finish these three, but like I said, they're going to be really expensive, like $600, $700, $800, $900. So yeah. Other than that, I don't really have anything to sell you, brother. I've told you that in the past. I stuff comes in, it gets given away, and that's kind of that. I don't really keep stuff to sell. Sorry, brother. Ram Dago says, feel your pain, Casey Henderson's CiottiFPV could sell his builds. Ram Dago says, Mob 6, then tools, then bits, and CiottiFPV, and all the other things. I'm lost. Bacon Avocado says, thanks, my cables are mushed up against the ducts, and there's not enough room for them to be free. You need to fix that, my friend. You cannot have things mushed in. Your builds have to be clean. Especially now that Betaflight is the PID loop in Betaflight is a lot more aggressive. So your motor wires should look like this, totally free of the frame. On the Mobula 6, the only thing that I don't like about the Mobula 6 is this camera This camera cable and pin header here, come on, Logitech, you fart bag piece of shit. Come on, focus, you bastard. Yeah, this camera plug here is really close to the duct. I really wish they had inset this a little bit so that the plug header, or I wish that they'd given you, I think there are pads for this, but I'll be damned if I'm going to hard solder it. But yeah, so this is not great here. Here's what it looks like from the other side. Where's it at? There it is. This is not the best, but it does kind of work. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so see how that's kind of mashed up against there? Yeah, I don't love that, but it seems to be fine. I have a bunch of these Mobula 6s, and it's totally okay. But if you have more than this one mashed up between the AIO and the frame, that's no good. You need to have a good gap around it. This is just a tiny little wire that's kind of up top. This is not touching. See how it's up top there? So it's fine. So yeah, and you also need to look below your camera. You want to make sure that there's nothing below the camera pushing into the AIO if possible. So yeah, there you go. But if you've got a bunch of wires mushed in between the AIO and the frame, then that is almost certainly your problem. You fix that, and I'll bet you all will be right with the world. Bacon Avocado says, yeah, it's the battery connector. Oh, let me show you what the battery connector should look like. So this is how you want the battery connector to exit. There's a nice little spot here. See how it can move around? That's what you need. You don't want it all mashed up. I think you can technically send it out here. You can put it through this opening, but don't do that. Put it back through here, and then it sits flat enough where it's out of the way of the battery. And there's just enough of a gap for it in between the little USB port here. That's where it should go out. You fix that, and you should be golden. Battery connector is soldered in such a way that they point outwards and downwards. Thanks a lot. You're certainly welcome, man. Break out that soldering iron. These battery connectors are some of the easiest things to solder in all of FPV. So even if you haven't been soldering yet, you're gonna have to at some point. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you really are. It's just sort of, you can do a whole bunch without soldering, but eventually, if you're gonna stay in this hobby, you're just gonna have to do it. So you might as well just rip the Band-Aid off and just knock it out. Lots and lots and lots of information on YouTube on how to solder, and yeah, if you have any questions, always ask them here. This crowd in the chat is awesome, super talented, super smart, and I'm also always willing to talk about soldering. So all right, these batteries are cranking away over here. It looks like 2 of them are done. Oh, cool. One of the batteries that's done is the big fella for the both of the big fellas for the 75mm rig. So that's perfect. Let's get the 75mm rig out of the way first, and then we can fire up the 65mm rigs. So first thing I'm gonna do with this 75mm rig. So basically, what this is a Mobula 6 ELRS, AIO, and camera and canopy in... Wait, no. This is a Mobula 7... Here's the easiest way to describe this build. This is a Mobula 7 ELRS, but the AIO blew up, so I replaced it with the Mobula 6 ELRS AIO, and then I did a motor swap from the 0802 motors that it comes with over to these 1102 BetaFPV 18,000 kV motors. That's the easiest way to describe this rig. It's not gonna fly great. Fair warning. I'm gonna hate it, but yeah, we're testing some prototypes here, and I'm going to use the blue prototype props here. So the first propeller that we're gonna run this on is the biblade. It's the 1.6-inch Gemfan biblade, which is a great prop and very well could outperform these prototypes. I gotta be honest though, with this motor being, hey, by the way, this is my full-time job. Can you believe it? If you like this content and want to see it continue, I need your help. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com. The best thing you can do to help me out is join my Patreon. It's only $3 a month. That's 10 cents a day. It makes a huge difference. For some reason, my Patreon has just been tanking for the last 6 months. So if you've got 10 cents a day or more, if you want to get in on giveaways, please do join my Patreon. It makes a huge difference. It is the reason that I can do this full time for the foreseeable future. There's a bunch of other things going on over there. There's an Etsy store where you can buy some stickers or some hardware for micro builds so that you're not caught out waiting to order hardware, trying to find where to order hardware from, because it is hard to find M2 hardware. There's a Fiverr page where you can work directly with me one-on-one if you want to work on like build planning is what I call it, so that you don't buy stuff that blows up or just stuff that doesn't fit with the type of flying that you do. And then there's a bunch of affiliate links when you're doing your Christmas shopping on Amazon or some FPV shopping. Think about your creator friends and use one of their affiliate links. If it's not mine, there's plenty of other guys out there who have affiliate links. It's free money. There's no reason not to use them. Get FPV, Oh My God's website, FPV Cycle, Weebleed FPV, Flywoo, Amazon, like I said, for anything. You got to, with all of these, you got to hit the affiliate link before you check out, at any point before you check out. Once you check out, it wipes the affiliate link out again. So every time that you check out, think about your creator buddies and hit one of their affiliate links real quick. And then, yeah, when you do your next order and you check out, think of us again and hit the button again. So the first thing I'm going to do with this is the Gemfan biblades, the OG Gemfan biblades. Then we're going to go up to one of the prototype propellers, and then we're going to go up again. And all I'm going to say is, in theory, the thrust should increase each time I switch propellers. Maybe not. But what I will say is that these motors, 1102, that's a big stator volume. 18,000 kV, that's a low kV. So I am basically giving this current setup is the worst possible scenario for these biblades. I'll put it that way. So yeah, I'm hoping to see, if I don't see a thrust increase with these prototypes, I'll be kind of shocked. Maybe I won't be shocked though, because when we did the 65mm motor-to-motor prop testing, man, even on the low KV 0802s, the biblades just demolished the tri and the quad blades. So I don't know. That was really interesting testing. So I don't know. Let's find out. I left the VRX on the other day. That's not gone well, but it looks like it's still working. So we got away with it. All right, Mobula 7 ELRS with a little 300 mAh, amazing GNB EMax battery. BT 2.0, and away we go. Get in there. Well, hold on. Is this battery gonna want to stay? I hope this battery stays in here. Should be okay. Okay. This ESC is this AIO is kind of on its way out, so forgive the. It might do like weird arm drops that has nothing to do with this testing. The big thing that we're looking for here is kind of like flight performance and power. So let's take a look. These are gonna... Oh, wow, the motors are spinning the right directions. What a goddamn gift. God. Oh, God. I gotta be honest. This has pretty decent power. Ah, close. Oh. Heavy though, man. God, it carries so much momentum. All right, let me get this upstairs and do a full throttle blast. See that? See how much momentum it carries? This is why 75s don't make sense in the house, in my opinion. Somebody let me know what the highest amp reading that they're gonna oh, for fuck's sake, highest amp rating that they see is. Hello, there's a sleeping Felix on the couch. Ready? What's the highest amp rating you saw with that? That's the biggest punch that I can do. Wait, now I can do... Oh, man, it's so momentum-y. Ready?
30
oh, shit.
Seconds.
All right, let's bring it back down. Oh, man, it's a little bit... it's getting a little bit of jello there. What was that about?
Low battery.
Hold on. Break something? Yeah, man, these biblades are making some power. Okay. So here's that test that I was telling you to do. I have turtle mode on. You just hold it, spin one motor up, feel for vibes. Spin the next motor up, feel for vibes. Feel for vibes. Feel for vibes. On this particular rig, motor one is a little vibey, but it's not that bad. All right, so those are the biblades. Now we're gonna go to some prototypes, and I'm not gonna tell you anything about them. Not gonna tell you how many blades they have. Not gonna tell you their pitch. We're just gonna put them on.
Low battery.
And
Reset.
hold on, I gotta swap the battery out on this transmitter. It's gonna bitch and moan all night. Stand by, friendos. Oh, I hope I have a charged battery for this. Tell me I do. Tell me it's right in here, please. Yes! Alright, cool. Did anybody pick up a 15 amps highest end stats? Thank you, Right 9. The end stats, the problem with the end stats though is that they only represent like each time you disarm, it refreshes the end stats. So if I only disarmed once after that big sustained throttle blast that I did. No, I didn't, because I did that one big throttle blast and then I crashed and I disarmed. So if anybody is willing to rewind real quick and just look at what the 15 amps sounds about right though. No, it doesn't. I think that's a little low. But yeah, if anybody can Morton Upshot saw 14 and change for a millisecond or two. All right, so maybe that 15 was right. Okay, so let me change. Why is this battery half dead? That's weird. So I'm going to change these out, and I'm going to do it nice and low so that you guys can't see them. Right 9 says the reset was 3 amp, 15 amps, and 10 amps. Oh, on that disarm. On that disarm, it was 15 amps. Oh, amazing. All right, now I have to do it down here. Zach Carrizales says the difference in the biblades versus triblade or quadblades is the amount of turbulence, and turbulence can cost tiny props a lot more than bigger props. Really good point, Z. For those that don't know, I typically know him as, I didn't even realize your first name was Zach. I didn't even think about it, but I always think of him as Z Carazal. So it's Carazales or Carazales. No, it's Carazales, I'm sure. Zach works for tinywhoop and knows his shit. And you know, to be honest, I didn't like, I knew those two things in a vacuum, but I just never kind of connected them in my head. I'm so glad that you said that. Because yeah, that is absolutely right. We see this. This is one of the reasons that 2-inch rigs are really not all that popular. 2.5-inch propellers are miles more efficient than 2-inch props. And 2-inch has kind of become a cursed propeller size because of that. And then 3-inch propellers are another big increase in efficiency over 2.5-inch. Basically, the easiest way for you guys to think about that is that do I have a big propeller floating around? I don't, but I can just use a stick as a propeller. I can use one of these batteries as a propeller. Pretend this is a biblade propeller and it's spinning around. All right, spinning around, spinning around, spinning around. At the tip of each blade of the propeller, each blade of the propeller is like an airplane wing. At the tip of that propeller blade, you've got a high pressure zone on one side, a low pressure zone on the other side. And at the tip of the blade, that high and low pressure zones, those high and low pressure zones interact and they create turbulence. Pressure like extra pressure meets less pressure, and they make a little vortices, a little vortex. And then what happens is, as it's going around, it's dragging that vortex all the way around, okay? And the other one's doing it too. So it's dragging that vortex around. So the vortex is going to dissipate. And with a biblade propeller, you're giving it the maximum amount of distance for that vortex to dissipate before the next propeller comes around and gets into it. You want to have your propeller blades going through clean air, the cleanest air possible, and turbulent air is the least clean air possible. Technically speaking, a single blade is the best way to do it. You have one blade and then you have a little counterweight over here. And then you've just got one blade and it goes all the way around, and the vortex has, so if you're thinking about the vortex here, right, it leaves the vortex here. It drags the vortex around, but just think about this point in space. It's going to have all this time to come all the way around before it hits to where that vortex, but we don't really do the single blade prop thing. So a biblade is going to be the most efficient because it has the biggest gap in between the tips of the propeller blades. When you go to a triblade, now the propeller blades are closer together. The tips of the propeller blades are closer together. So this vortex here is going to get hit by the next prop earlier. And then when we go to a quad blade, it's even worse because there's another. So every time you add a blade, the tip vortices get closer to the next blade, and you lose efficiency. And the smaller the propeller, the closer the distance. This is also, so biblade propellers are more efficient than triblade. Triblade is more efficient than quadblade because of what we just talked about, right? I did not just accidentally show the new props. And then the other way so it's a distance thing, right? Well, the other way to get a bigger distance is to make the blades longer. So the bigger the propeller, the farther the distance in between the tips of the blades. So that's what's going on. And yeah, I've always thought about that efficiency difference in 2-inch, 2.5-inch, 3-inch propellers, because that's what we used to talk about them all the time. But yeah, absolutely, with tinywhoop propellers, they are even smaller. So the distance in between the blades is even yeah, the blade tips are even closer, And so yeah, biblade versus triblade versus quadblade is going to have an even more extreme effect on thrust and efficiency. Morton Upshot says, so just put 7-inch props in your tiny whoop. Bacon Avocado with 20 dicks. Thank you for the dicks, my friend. Dicks are Dutch. I forget what it is, but it's DKK, which is kind of like dick. So, you know, us 8-year-olds make the dick jokes. Thank you very much, Bacon Avocado. Is it fixed yet? Did you get that? Did you get it figured out? Danish. That's it. Danish. Thank you. Athix says more blades equals more tip touching. Athix also says, I thought 2.5-inch was the sweet spot and gains diminished. 3-inch is really the sweet spot. 2.5-inch is much better than 2-inch, but 3-inch is significantly better. You can even just think of it in like percentages, right? 2-inch to 2.5-inch, that percentage change, it's still a big jump. 2.5-inch to 3-inch is not quite as big of a jump from percentage change wise, but it's still a pretty big jump. And then 3-inch to 3.5-inch, it's not nearly percentage wise as big of a jump, right? And then it just gets, the percentage gets lower and lower and lower as you go up. It's why tinywhoops are 3-inch, right? Tinywhoops are trying to carry a big fat GoPro Hero. So a full-size tinywhoop meant to carry a heavy camera is not 2.5-inch. The 2.5-inch tinywhoops are all set up to carry naked GoPros because they're a lot lighter. All right, let me continue putting these propellers on here. So yeah, we are about to put up in the air some prototype Gemfan 1.6-inch propellers, because these are the batteries that got done charging first, basically. Is this the battery that I just ran, or is this the battery that I just ran? I can't even tell. These little tiny whoop batteries don't even get hot. 4.33. All right, so that means it's this one. So let me just get this one plugged in, because I would love to have one more battery to run on this guy. Okay, the 300 mAh batteries are good to go. I got another fresh 300 that's ready to go. And I mean, even if I do accidentally show you these guys these propellers, all you'll be able to tell is how many blades they have, which is not really going to tell you much of anything. You won't be able to tell any of the specifics. There's nothing groundbreaking with these propellers. I just, you know, it's just not cool to be like, oh, thanks for the prototypes, I'm going to show them to a couple hundred people now. Yeah, there's nothing like insane about these. But they are interesting. I'm cautiously optimistic about these. I'm excited. We don't get new tiny whoop props very often. So, yeah, this is pretty cool that there are some new tiny whoop props coming. All right, here we go. So here's the first of the 1.6-inch prototypes. If you've been paying attention, I realized that I inadvertently, I mean, they'll probably make these for all different shaft diameters, but, oh, Bacon Avocado says, battery cables are soldered to the other side of the flight controller compared to yours. Can I just switch them to the other side? Absolutely. Just make sure that you don't accidentally switch positive and the negative, because you'll blow your shit up. But yeah, you can just swap them to the other side. All right, here we go. Might be more thrusty. Let's see. It's not more thrusty. Still has good power, though. Can you hear the difference? I'm sure you can hear the difference. Donk. Look at this. Put this on here the other day. Wow, it developed this jello at the end of that last battery. Hold on. Let me see what's going on with this jello. Did the camera get knocked out here? What's the deal? Where'd that little bit of jello come from? What's interesting is, way back when, I had a problem with jello on the tiny lifters when I tried to run these motors on them. So I'm wondering if I have a bad set of these motors. I have 2 tiny lifters on these, on 2 other sets of these same exact motors, but I'm wondering if this is like, oh yeah, they still have that jello going on. That's weird, man. I don't know what the deal is with that. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, no. Please, no. What? What was that? Why? Thank you. That core temperature is getting out of control. It's getting so hot, it's the camera's getting grumpy. I'm just trying to get it to cool off here. Here, we'll do the fan orbit thing while we let the ESC chill out. Man, that jello is brutal. What the hell's going on with that? All right, it's cooled down. Let's check the amps. Give it a big... Whew! All right, let me disarm it, and we'll check the stats. 15 amps again, okay. It's got good power. Oh boy.
20 seconds.
I'm surprised at how much I'm able to... Oh, that battery is... Man, it is so much harder to fly these 75 mil rigs. Man, that jello is brutal. Hold on, let me go into turtle mode again and spin each one of these motors up. Oh no, hold on, I have to arm it. Duh. Yeah, I mean, motor 1 has a pretty serious vibration to it. Well, so does motor 2. Huh. Let me arm it regularly and pull the RPMs up and just feel. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think I have a set of these. I think I've found this is the set of these 1102s that, like, I must have beat on or something like that. All right, these propellers, I gotta be honest, I think these propellers kind of felt better than the biblades in terms of having a little bit more grip to control the amount of slidiness that a heavier rig has inside. So that's kind of cool. Previously I hadn't really been able to feel the whole grip thing on the triblades versus biblades on tinywhoops. But lately, I think I can maybe kind of feel it. We're now going to go to a quad blade. And, oh, sorry. Well, there you go. We're now going to go to a propeller with potentially more grip. And we'll see. And we'll see. So... let's try the next one here. God damn it. I was doing so good. It's whatever. I can say that these should be significantly lighter than the OG ones. I'm not totally surprised that there was less. I don't necessarily think there was less thrust. I think there was about the same amount of thrust, which doesn't which is not really all that surprising. Man, these are hard to get off. Fat Pastor is a fan of the RC Power 1002s on his 75. Fat Pastor is the guy when it comes to HD0 tiny whoops. I don't think he has any. Do you have any analog tiny whoops left, Fat Pastor? I think he's gone all HD0. And so HD0 is a 4-gram weight penalty in itself. And then if you put that onto a 75 millimeter whoop, you've got a tiny whoop that's pretty heavy. So it's not surprising that he's a fan of the 1002s. That makes a lot of sense to me. A 1002, I think on a 75 mil tiny whoop with HD0, I think a 1002 is as small as I would ever go. I would not even remotely try an 0802 on that heavy of a tiny whoop. So that's probably the best possible setup for an HD0 75. Man, my fingers are going to be wrecked after all this prop swapping. Let me start using my little kitchen whatever grippy material. Yeah, we did some testing a couple of weeks ago on the 65 millimeter HD0 rig, and I really liked it on the high KV 0702s, mainly because that was the best way to get the weight down as low as possible. The only problem is with the extra 4 grams, it becomes a little fragile, and I broke the frame and the canopy in pretty short order after only a couple of batteries of doing like hard freestyle flying with it. So basically, to me, to have an HD0 whoop, you've basically got more of like a Cinna tiny whoop. They're really not gonna withstand like punishing crashes from like really hard freestyle, which is fine. The analog tiny whoops are really, really cool. Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this prop off. This one is really on here. My fingers are already getting sore as hell. My fingers hurt. Oh yeah? Well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. All right, so I got the. Here comes the third prop. This one's not putting up as much of a fight, but one of these is just welded to the motor shaft. These are pretty good. These that I just flew were pretty good. The jello was admittedly very annoying, but that has nothing to do with these propellers. It had that jello on the biblades from a minute ago. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe these BetaFPV 1102s, maybe the motor shafts are just like weak. I have crashed them a couple of times on the tiny lifters, and they've been okay. Jesus. Oh my God. Whoo, boy. Hold on. Let me get the chip lifter in here, and my God. Let's see what I can do. Man, I can't believe there's so much jello on this rig. Strange. Okay. Oops. You couldn't see it. It was hidden. Again, not that you can really tell anything from seeing it that small. The real magic to propellers is what they weigh and the pitch. Those are the things that prop manufacturers keep very close to their chest so that they don't get ripped off. Although, I mean, as soon as they come out, they're going to get ripped off. So, it's kind of... Wow, I... Hold on. What's up, Frank? Oh, Jesus. Fat Pastor says, I still fly analog, 3 Mobula 6 ELRS Tiny Whoop 30,000s. Very cool. Kevin Sumner says, have you seen the Flywoo Nano camera? Any interest in it? Frank, actually, oddly enough, messaged me about it. It does look super interesting. I would love to know who makes it. I'm sure Flywoo doesn't make it. Man, it looks an awful lot like the Runcam Nano. I have a feeling that it's the it might just be a rebranded Runcam Nano 3, but maybe it has... Daniel Jones, thank you for the subscription, my friend. Maybe it's got a better lens than the Runcam Nano. That would be pretty exciting. By the way, friends, if you don't mind, if you have a Mobula 6 floating around, even one of the old school ones, if you can take a look at it and see if the camera on it, the lens on the Runcam Nano 3 looks like this one, Logitech, burn in a fire. I'm looking for a Runcam Nano 3 with this lens. This completely round lens. I would love to buy it from you. What I don't want is this lens with the little notches in it. See how this lens has the notches in it? I have a bunch of these. So yeah, if you have a Mobula 6 FR Sky floating around that you bought a long time ago, it might have this round lens, and I would love to buy that from you. I will pay you all the money in the world for it, so that I can have both of my freestyle 65mm rigs on the same camera. There we go. Here it comes. Come on. Come on. Whoo, boy. Good Lord. Are you kidding me? Ow. It's a bootleg, June Loco says. Veritas says, a month or two ago, I bought a Mobula 6 with HD0 based on your recommendations and can't get the HD0 goggles because they're not available. Oh, my God. If I sell the drone, what should I get? You mean, like, how much should you ask for it, or what should you get instead? Frank Nicholas says, I have at least one. I'll send you pictures to confirm it's what you're looking for. Dude, awesome. Are you willing to... lens is perfectly round. That's the one. That's certainly the one. There's only two... I mean, there's technically 3 versions of it, but there's only 2 lens versions. You willing to let that go, Frank? If not, I totally understand, but... the lens is just different, Morton, and the round lens is a little bit wider field of view, and it's a better lens. And I have one of them, but I have 2 of these freestyle whoops. I have a bunch of the ones with the lens with the little notches in it or whatever, but that lens isn't quite as good. So I would rather have the better, especially because, you know, I'm live streaming so that all you guys can watch. I would love to give you guys a little bit better of a view through the Tiny Whoop, but selfishly I would also, you know, like to have a better camera on them. So yeah, if anybody else has one, I'll still buy. I would love to have 3 of them, like a backup, or just be able to build a 3rd rig with them. But yeah, any of you guys that have Runcam Nanos with that fully round, Runcam Nano 3, I should say, with that fully round lens, I will buy them off of you for certain. I have no idea where I got this one that I currently have. Might have been from the Mobula 6 FR Sky that I bought fucking eons ago. When basically how the story goes is that when the Runcam Nano 3 first came out, they were putting a lens on it from a company, and then when the pandemic hit, that company went away, and Runcam could no longer get that lens, and the other lens that they got to replace that lens is just not quite as good. So yeah, there are, and that was back in 2020. So the majority of the Runcam Nano 3s that exist have the second lens that I showed you guys, but there are still some floating around that have the perfectly round lens. And yeah, I would love to get my hands on 2 more of those. All right. My fingers are now ruined, and I've got the potentially more thrusty, more grippy prototype propellers on here. Let's put them up in the air. This battery's at 3.8. That's not enough. This one's at 416. That is enough. Let's put this back on the charger. Get the rest of these batteries off the charger. They're all done. Okay. Oh boy. Ah. My fingers hurt. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, now your back's gonna hurt. Because you just pulled landscaping duty. What a great goddamn. The movies from that era are so much better than the movies we've had in like the last 10 years. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Movies between the year 2000 and the year 2010 are, I mean, what a magical period. Here we go.
Low battery.
Wow, these have good power too. Oh, fart. Oh man, I pushed the disarm switch half the way down, halfway just now. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh god, I just was right by my mouth. Let's get this thing upstairs before this battery sags all the way down. Oh god, oh god! Man, it's just so fast. You have to fly it so fast because it's so heavy. Oh boy. I'm confused. Where am I? I'll tell you what, this I think I've just gotten better at flying around the house. Oh look, there's a core temperature warning. This AIO is hanging in there. It's not dropping an arm, and I'm pushing it pretty hard. I forgot to look on those post-flight stats. Anybody happen to see what the max amps that it hit was? I bet you it's 15 again. Maybe it's 16 though. Let's let the AIO cool off a little bit here.
30 seconds.
Yeah, man, flying these 75s is just a whole different thing. Oh man, the jello is real.
20 seconds.
I mean, they're still flyable, but like, man, look at the... Yeah, it's much more difficult. It's not my thing. I like the 65s so much more. Yay! Whoa! Almost slit my own throat. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. They all make really good power. I'll tell you what.
Telemetry lost.
These prototype propellers, I'm way more impressed with these than the existing 1.6-inch propellers. These are a much better fit for these tiny whoops. The existing 1.6-inch propellers, other than the biblades. The biblades were like a revelation because they just, yeah, they were just awesome. But the non 1.6-inch biblades, like, they're really draggy. And they really, like, there were like no motors that were big enough for them. These that I just flew are much better in that respect. Much, 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 much better. That's pretty impressive. I'm really impressed. And I mean, you know, this is a 1S setup, right? Like on the tiny lifters, it would be a little bit different because they're 2S and they've got the difference between in power between 2S and 1S is absolutely absurd. Like it's almost like you're putting a bigger stator motor on, to be really honest. It's just wild. And so yeah, this is looking like we've got a realistic 1S 75 millimeter, couple new propeller options that actually work and don't just like drag the motor down to the point where you're getting horrible runtime like that. These are tiny little 300 mAh batteries on like a big heavy rig, and it was handling them just fine. The fact that there wasn't like, so previously with like the current generation 1.6-inch props, if you fly the biblades and then you fly the 3 or the 4 blades, it's night and day. Like it just doesn't on a 1S setup like this, it just doesn't work on the response time is very slow. The PID loop feels very soft. The runtime goes down, and like you don't even get very much thrust. Like it just feels bad all around. It feels like it's got less thrust, less response time. Both of these prototype props felt just like the biblades, and that's a really good thing. So yeah, this is a huge improvement. I'm digging these. Ramdongo says, whatever happened to the split 4 CiottiFPV and all? What's the split 4, Ram? I don't know what that is. Athix says, good power or enough power? Enough power. This felt good, and these are only 18,000 kV motors. Like, we kind of stack the deck against this rig with these lower kV motors. I'm really interested to try these on the on these Flywoo 1002 23,500 kV motors, because those 1002s are going to be lighter than these 1102s, and they're going to have more kV. Oh my God. Oh man, this is brutal. Jeez. Most impressive, man. I'm kind of blown away. Ramdongo says, I think Runcam stopped making them, have one in a ripsqueak and one new in box. Okay, so you're talking about the Runcam Split 4. Man, after like the Split 2, I gave up on the split cameras because of the lack of field of view and the latency problems. I just can't. I just can't fly them confidently. Wow, that's ridiculous. Jason says, what is it that lets you feel the PID loop? Basically just what it feels like in the air, Jason. If the response times are low and the PID loop is working well, the rig will feel completely like locked in 3-dimensional space. There'll be no wobble, there'll be no like bounce back, there'll be no overshoot. Like it just does exactly what you tell it to at all times. When you start running a propeller that's too heavy or too draggy for the powertrain, you know, the motor, the all-up weight, the KV, all that stuff, the rig just starts to feel loose in the air. it's something that's very difficult to feel, and it takes hundreds, if not thousands, of flight hours to like actually be able to notice that. Like placebo is gonna allow you to think that you're feeling that kind of stuff, but until you're at least a couple of hundred flight hours in, realistically, that it's just placebo. It is a difficult thing to really notice and be able to feel, and it takes a long time to get there. But yeah, that's why you want to listen to folks that have been flying a long time and have spent a lot of time flying for a lot of the advice, rather than people that are the people that have been in the hobby for a month, or only have one quad, or only fly 2 batteries a week. Because everything is very subtle. I mean, not everything, but most things in FPV are extremely subtle, and that makes it very, very, very difficult to tell the difference between stuff and figure out like, oh, this product is better than this other product. So yeah, it's really difficult for all of us, myself included. So. PJ says Star Wars prequels, amen. They were so cheesy, LFMAO. Blue Sky says amen. Man, yeah, that's right. The Star Wars prequels came out in that time period. I mean, there's a couple. I think we're talking about comedies. Comedies between 2000 and 2010 were absolutely wild. Veritas Weasel says, which drone should I get if I sell the Mobula 6? I can't make any recommendations, Veritas, with like no info. Like a CiottiFPV Glide for $800. There you go. There's my answer. Yeah, not to mention that you don't want someone to give you advice based on no info at all. Because if you give if you go to a car dealership and say, hey, what car should I buy? And they go, oh, the Mercedes Maybach over there, it's $500,000. You're going to be like, well, fuck you. But it's actually your fault because you walked up to a salesperson that gets paid in commission and you said, hey, what car should I buy? You didn't say like, I'm looking for something that's roomy, I'm looking for something that's fast. You gave no info, right? You got to give a lot of info. Otherwise, the person is either going to suggest typically what happens when you give somebody no info is they just tell you what they like, and that does you no good because you're a different person than them. So yeah, careful with that. Careful just like asking super open-ended questions like that, because the answers that you're going to get are all going to be terrible answers that have nothing to do with you. So like you literally might as well close your eyes and point. That's going to net the same result essentially. Morton says I saw a little higher than 15 last flight. Ethan W says, what whoop are you talking about? Just wondering. Right now, I'm talking about the whoop that I've been flying, which is basically a Mobula 7 ELRS, which I did a motor swap to BetaFPV 1102s. Man, I cannot get these props off. And it doesn't really matter, but I also did swap the AIO out from the X12 to the Mobula 6 ELRS AIO, which basically saves like a gram. I did that because the X12 failed, and I wanted to test these propellers. I actually really don't like 75mm tinywhoops. They are way too heavy. The only advantage that they have is in runtime, and I just don't care about runtime on tinywhoops because it takes like 1 second to swap the batteries, and the batteries are very cheap. So yeah, I can't get either one of these off. Well, I kind of wanted to fly this on the biblades though. Yeah, I really want to fly this on the biblades to kind of back this testing up. Oh, there we go. I must have loosened it up with the Weeha chip lifter. Fucker. whenever I have tiny whoop props that fight me like this, there'll be like 3 or 4 days afterwards that I can't take tiny whoop props off because my fingers will be so sore for days. So I hope you guys appreciate the torch. Jason says, okay, thanks. Just starting out, trying to learn PID tuning and the other 1,000 things in Betaflight. Jason, do yourself a favor and don't try to learn PID tuning. A, you don't need to. Betaflight 4.3 stock PID tune is damn near perfect. And if it's not perfect, the problem is not the PID tune. The problem is the mechanical system. You've got motors or propellers or a battery that are mismatched. Motors that are too small, for example, for the weight and dragginess of the propeller. Also, learning PID tuning when you're new is completely worthless because you don't have enough time in the air to actually realistically notice the things that are going on that you need to notice to then dial the PIDs in. So it is a complete waste of time, and all you'll do is chase your tail. And it's, yeah, just don't do it, man. I made that mistake, and it's one of the reasons why at 6 years in, I'm not a better pilot. Like, there are so many better pilots out there that have been flying a lot less time because they didn't waste so much time beating their head into PID tuning before they were able to actually feel the differences that the changes were making. So yeah, don't be like me. Just spend all of your time worrying about like the parts, and not to mention that the PID tuning makes a lot less of a difference than choosing the right parts. So focus on parts selection and just like straight up stick time. Stick time is kind of everything for your first couple of years in this hobby. And if you're spending time on anything other than stick time, you're kind of wasting your time because it's all going to change once you get better. And once you get better, you're also going to you're going to figure out what you want and what you don't want. Like, you need to spend a lot of time to kind of find your style, and you should also watch a lot of stuff. Like, it's really valuable to watch a lot of other people fly and pick things up. But yeah, number one is absolutely stick time. Let me see if I can tell if any of these motor shafts are slightly bent. They kind of have to be, and I saw somebody else in chat say that they've had a hard time bending the shafts on these 1102s. I'm assuming they didn't specifically call out the BetaFPV 1102s, but I'm assuming that these are what they were talking about. So let me take a quick look here. This battery is like all the way dead. So much so that I'm going to plug it in real quick here. Alright. So before I put these biblades back on for just one last test for you guys, let me really quickly... Sometimes the motor shafts will be literally bent so bad that you can actually see them wobbling back and forth. Come on now. Can you arm, please? There we go. You got to spin the motor as slow as it'll go. No, that one doesn't look too bad. It's hard to see them. Sometimes what you can do is like put your fingernail next to the motor shaft and you'll feel if it's spinning or not. You can do that by just arming it normally. Just leave it armed. Oh yeah, that one's bent. Oh yeah. Yeah. Motor number 1 is definitely bent. As is motor 2. Motor 3 is not bad. Motor 4 is pretty bad, yeah. Athix is specifically calling out the BetaFPV 1102. Yeah, so three of these motor shafts on these 1102s are definitely bent. So I'm actually going to trash motors 1, 2, and 4. But first, let's throw these biblades on here real quick and burn this last battery down. And yeah, you guys will get to see what it flies like on the OG 1.6-inch biblades real quick. Although this is the first battery that we flew, so you already got to see this, but it tends to help to see stuff back to back. So we were just, and it'll help me kind of review it. We just saw it on the most draggy of the prototype props.
Telemetry.
So let's see. I'll be interested if I can,
Low battery.
if a difference kind of jumps out at me here. Let's give this a quick shot. Oh, okay. All right, less thrust for sure. Oh, yeah, I'm really glad that I did this. Less thrust for sure. Very cool. Okay. Oh, the battery's almost dead. Well, still pretty sure that... Oh, man, this battery really did not get much charge in it. Pinball time. I'm not even gonna make it home. Okay, that's not really fair. Oh wait, did I just put the? Hold on. That might have been the crazy over discharge battery.
Telemetry
I think it was.
lost.
I think I might have a battery that's a little bit more charged. I think I just got them mixed up. Hold on. Regardless. No, hold on. Let's see. What battery is that? What battery is this? What's this one at? 3.63. Nah, these batteries are both too flat. Well, I have to wait. I still think that it had less thrust. And I gotta be honest, that would make sense to me. That would kind of make sense. So, yeah, these... I'm impressed by these 1.6-inch prototypes. Both of them, actually. I'm impressed by both of them. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty slick. I'm going to... I'm also going to try these on the tiny lifters. I'm actually really excited to try these on the tiny lifters. Where are the tiny... There they are. Yeah. Yeah, this could be really cool. I'm down with this. Okay. So we got these guys. We got these guys. I can just throw this away. Damn. Yeah. All right. So if you're a 75 mil tiny whoop person, Gemfan's got some props coming that I think you're gonna really like. Wish I could say more about them, but I can't. I think you're gonna dig them though. Now we can try some 65s. Morton Upshot doesn't like the way that I look when my goggles are on. Is it because it pushes my eyebrows down and I look angry? Avix says, BetaFPV 11 to our glass cannons. Thank you, brother. Ola FPV says, what do you think about iFlight Zing 1303 nano motors? I've not flown those, so I can't specifically talk about them. But I don't know really what 1303s are for, per se. To me, they're a little bit too small for a 3-inch toothpick. I guess maybe you could run them on a 2.5-inch toothpick, but yeah, I don't know. 1303 is kind of a weird size, in my opinion. For a 3-inch toothpick, I think 1204 is a better size. And then for a 2.5-inch toothpick, I think most people have been going smaller. They've been going down to like, yeah, I don't know. But I haven't personally flown them, so I can't really talk about them. It's just a strange size. Michael D says, if a motor bell slides up and down, feels like it's tapping a button, does it mean the motor is about to die? Sorta, yeah. That basically what's happening there is the outside of the motor bell and the shaft are not friends anymore. The shaft is starting to lift up. I'm sorry, the motor bell is starting to lift up on the shaft. Eventually it'll rip all the way off. But yeah, that's just kind of one of those things. They'll run like that for sometimes they'll run like that forever. But yeah. What's up, Double A? How are you? Mort Upshot says, no, we got that. Ramdongo says 40 millimeters. 40 millimeter what? Athix says the bell construction on the Beta 1102 is the issue due to the 3 points. Is it really? Interesting. Well, I got 3 of them that need to go to hell. So, yeah. These batteries hurry up and charge. So we can try this again. You know what? No, we're just gonna call it on the 75 millimeter testing. We flew all 3 variations of props because here's the deal. I need to take these 3 motors off that need to go away right now because otherwise I won't remember which ones they are. So I'm gonna pull these biblades off. And this rig will get put back together at some point here with 1002 higher kV motors, and we'll give it another try. I don't know. I have this. I got to do something with this Mobula 6 ELRS board that's getting all angry. Oops, nope, I didn't want to unplug that one. So yeah, I don't know. I do kind of want to bang this around at the jungle gym though. So I think I will, because I think I have another set of these BetaFPV 1102s. So I'll probably throw 3 freshies on here, see if the jello goes away, and then I do want to bang this thing around on the jungle gym to see what's up. I really liked the 65 millimeter, the regular old Ultimate Freestyle 65 mil rig at the jungle gym. It was just better than these heavier rigs. But with this, I can put like a big battery. I can fly farther away. Blah 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 blah. So for the whole jungle gym thing, like I think it does make sense to continue to try to make the 75 millimeter thing work. So, but I'm not going to have 3 motors that are wobbling this bad on it. And there we go. Bye-bye. What can I salvage off of these? Nothing? I could technically salvage the little... They are PCB motors. Let me put... I'm going to take a red marker. When a motor's bad, I'll take a red marker and make some red marks all over the part of the motor that's blown up, just as a reminder. Red, 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 red. Red, 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 red. Okay, red, 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 red. Okay. Red, 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 red. There you go. Top tips, yo! Yeah, I'll probably salvage at least the motor plugs off of those. So there you go. One single motor 75 millimeter rig. There you have it. All right. 1.2 inch propellers are up next, and we can actually do some. We can do some sort of myth busting with these, and do a little bit of thrust testing. I think I have both of these batteries up off of death's door, so I'm gonna yank these little fellas and put them right. Well, no, I gotta clean up a little bit because we're about to make a bunch of thrust over here. So this is gonna be a quick Infinity Loops in the house. What's up, homie? Heads, there are some. What do you run? You run the biblades, don't you? On your 75 mil rigs. Vertex says, "Who's placebo? She cute? Is her sister? Is her sister placenta? Her sister is very much not placenta." Hey, by the way, there are. I forgot that I'd made sticker packs. There are 5 sticker packs available. This is the pill poppin' pack. This is the pill poppin' sticker pack. You're gonna get a Micro King sticker, and then you're gonna get the CiottiFPV pill pack. One of them is a magnet, and then there's a holographic and a matte sticker. So get you a pill popping. These are like in the shape of pills. Get you a pill popping. I want to say a horrible P word, but I'm gonna not say it. Pack by PayPaling PayPal too. By PayPaling me $10 with your address. CiottiFPV.com has a PayPal button, and then you can just log in and it'll just send it straight to me. Make sure you put your address in the thing and say it's for a sticker pack. I've got 5 of these ultra limited edition pill popping pickle packs ready to pop in the mail for your P.p.p. Yeah, $10 and I'll send you a bunch of stickers, and then I'll keep doing this full time. And yeah, life will be great for everyone. Only 5 of them, and then I'll have to I'll do a different sticker pack. Yeah. Heads, what props do you run on your 75 mil rig? I'm pretty sure it's the Gemfan biblade. You're gonna say Gemfan biblades. Okay, cool. My response to that is Gemfan's got some prototype props that you're gonna dig. I did. I just showed them, PJ. Rewind the stream like 30 seconds, and you'll see me showing them. All right, so we're gonna do thrust stand testing. I don't have the power supply in front of the camera anymore, so I'm just gonna do it over here, and I'm just gonna read the numbers off to you guys, because we already did like the bulk of the testing. I'm also only gonna test it on 0702s. Last time we did the Gemfan biblades. Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah, dude, you might dig these new Gemfan props that are coming. I don't have any info on like when they're coming, but yeah, you're gonna dig them, I think. I really liked them. I didn't. Yeah, you'll like them. Yeah, man, my fingers are now shot. Ugh, fuck. These little tiny 1.2 inch biblades are usually pretty easy to get off, and I'm having a hard time. My fingers hurt. Jesus. All right, I hate to do it, but let me get in here with the chip lifter. There we go. Yeah. Gentle, just gentle. Let me actually check the. This is a good time to check the health of these Weebleed FPV 0702s. You know, it is really easy to check to see how bad your shafts are bent on these tiny whoop motors. I'm going to show you guys one more time because it really makes a big difference. Good Lord. Get in there. Come on. Here it is. Gentle. All right, there we go. Here's how you check to see if your motor shafts are bent. Put a battery in it. You can do this in the motor tab, but this is much easier. Power it up. Get your controller on. Get into turtle mode. And you're just going to use your fingernail. All right, get into turtle mode. Arm it. And then as gentle as you can with the right stick. You want to spin them as slow as possible. Arm, you bastard. Come on now. Come on now. You can do it. The left rear motor is locked up. Oh, yeah, it is locked up. What the hell is happening here? What's going on, left rear motor? What's your deal? That was weird. I don't know why that was... Very strange. You're gonna, well, I'm gonna put it on the desk to do this, but you're just gonna take your fingernail, you're gonna spin the motor up really slow with turtle mode, and then you're just gonna put your fingernail next to the top of the motor shaft, and you'll feel if it's wobbling back and forth. So let's do motor number 1. Oh man, homeboy is shaking like a fucking leaf. Oh boy, motor 1 is wrecked. Let's check motor 2. Motor 2 is alright, a little bit better. Still a little shaky. Motor 3. Oh, motor 3 is a little banged up too. Motor 4. Motor 4 is the best of the bunch. Yeah, man, I really treat this rig like I hate it. So I can't really talk much shit about these motors being banged up like this. So James K says motor barrel ever so slightly out of round. No, that will almost never happen. That will never happen on a tiny whoop. You could maybe get that to happen on like a 5-inch freestyle rig that you're bashing into concrete and shit, but that'll never happen on a tiny whoop. It's just the motor shaft. The motor shaft is 1 millimeter and it's shitty metal, and it'll just get bent a little bit, and then it's something we've been dealing with forever. The motors are better now than they've ever been, but yeah, I mean, we ask an awful lot of these things. The harder you crash, the sooner you're going to bend them. All right, so let's do some thrust testing against these prototype props. I'm going to test. So that's a high left. Here's a high left Venom. I'm going to throw the Venom in the testing. The newbie drone Venom biblades. I'm going to throw that into the testing just for shits and giggles. We're going to thrust test these, and then I'm going to fly them, and we'll see what's what. James K says titanium motor shaft time. Oh, how I wish that someone would do that. Because titanium, while it is more brittle, it is much more resistant to bending than whatever the hell material they use on these at the moment. Okay, so we're gonna go. So I gotta think about how to put these props on, because I'm putting them on upside down. So that means I need to put this one here. Okay. So one of the prototypes is going on motor 4. Maybe. The hole in the top is a little bit too small, so let me just open that up a little bit. All right, perfect. That should be good. So motor 4, I think that's the correct rotation. All right, and then motor 3 is going to get another one of the prototypes. These are now the 1.2-inch prototypes. And they're going to be, they cannot be pushed back into balance, AA. 5-inch motors, you can sometimes get away with it, but the problem is once they've bent, they're now weak in that bending direction, and they will almost certainly bend again, and much easier the next time. But on these little tiny whoop motors, I can't possibly imagine being able to get it rotated just right so that you know the exact right direction to push it back. And then we're going to do... So we got the Venom, the newbie drone Venom biblade on motor 2. And then we've got the Gemfan 1.2-inch biblade on motor 1. And now I'm going to paint your silver pants blue. No. Now I'm going to fire up the power supply with the alligator clips. And then I have a little BT 2.0 connector set up with the alligator clips. I'm going to change the voltage here so that I don't accidentally power this thing up on 4S. So we're going to go to 4.10. When we did the other thrust testing, we were doing it all at 4.10 volts. All right, so BT 2.0. Lead being clipped into the alligator clips. There's one. Here's the other. This is not a thrust stand. This is a scale. This is very unscientific testing. But I've actually been kind of shocked with how repeatable the results have been with this method of doing this. It gives us a little bit of data. It's not the best. It's not the worst either, though. So let's see here. Wow, booted right up this time. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put this over here like this. And oh wait, how did I do this last time? So I used this non-slip pad thing last time. Okay, so we're gonna put this non-slip pad on here, and then this guy's gonna hang out like that. Beautiful. All right, scale going on, and I'm just gonna read the numbers out to you guys this time. So let's see. We've got turtle mode engaged, armed. All right, so the rig is moving around a little bit more than I want it to. Let me try something here. Pull this towards me. See if I can get it to sit a little bit flatter on there. Yeah, it's gonna be much better. All right, so here we go. We tear it out. First up, we've got the, and I'm not gonna do like I did last time and like compare the different motors between each other. We're just gonna get some numbers. This kind of is what it is. Gemfan biblade on BetaFPV 0702 28,500 kV. 26.7 Venom biblade. 24.8 prototype number 1. Wow, I saw 30.0 there. Wow, that's okay. That grossly outperformed the equivalent currently produced propeller by all the manufacturers. Prototype number 2. 28.6. I expected that. Wow. What was that first one? What was that first one that I read out? Do you guys remember?
Receiver is still connected.
Okay. That's pretty cool right there. The racers are going to be happy with this one. Damn. 30.0. That's for real. I think the prop manufacturers are figuring things out. It would make sense. Damn. Okay. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna fly these prototype props now, and I don't. No bench cam for it. You'll just have to take my word for those numbers. I have no reason to lie. 26.7. Thank you, AA. 26.7 for the Gemfan biblade, and then 30 for the one prototype prop. Dude. June Logo says testing socks. Let's rip or the sim. Not doing the sim. I'm not. I don't know. The sim is. I'm kind of burned out on the sim. Last time I was in there, I did not have much fun. I like hanging out with you guys, but I don't know. Sim has kind of run its course for me, I think, unfortunately. We'll revisit it, but it doesn't have the magic that it once did. Damn, yo. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to fly the... I'm going to do 2 batteries in a row on the biblades to really get locked into the biblades. And then I'm going to put the first prototype prop on. And yeah. And we'll see if I can tell a difference. I've already flown this prop the other day, and for the first time ever, I think I felt an increase in grip from a propeller, which, if you're paying attention, will clue you in as to something about this propeller. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mr. Blue Sky says, thank you for the CL1 frame and parts. Definitely going to build it, making chicken soup and biscuits for the neighbors. Stepped away earlier. You're certainly welcome, Mr. Blue Sky. Enjoy, my friend. Okay, so that's there. This is here. I've got a set of the Gemfan biblades. You know what? Scratch that. Here's what I'm gonna do. One of these prototype... I don't know how to say these things without making it dead obvious what's happening. What these prototype props are. One of these prototype props is different than the others, and it's more drastically different than the other. So what I'm gonna do now, for the sake of how strong placebo is, I'm gonna fly the Gemfan biblades, and then I'm gonna fly the most drastically different prototype propeller. And then I'm gonna fly the Gemfan. I can't just tell you, Robert James. That would be extremely disrespectful to Gemfan. Gemfan has been a just amazing sponsor and partner of mine. I really owe them a lot. I mean, I talk about their props a lot, and they make a great product, and so, you know, and they're happy with me as a sponsored pilot, so they're obviously, yeah. But yeah, they told me not to say, and with how amazing that they've been towards me, that would be super not cool to not just shut my mouth. It's kind of crazy that I'm doing this at all, but hopefully this will build a little bit of buzz around their new props. And yeah, I'm not showing pictures of them. I'm not talking about what pitch they are or how many blades they have or what they weigh. Speaking of what they weigh, I want to know what they weigh. So you'll have to get information out of the look on my face as to what they weigh. I'm weighing 4 biblades right now. Okay. All right. 4 of the current gen Gemfan biblades weighs 0.65. I'm weighing a set of the prototypes right now. Okay. All right. This is a fun game. I'm weighing 4 of the other Gemfan prototypes right now. Okay. All right. Okay. My mind is not blown, as you could probably see from the look on my face. Kind of to be sort of what I expected, I guess I could say. Let me move these away from where I usually land, because I don't want to land right in front of the props and have you guys looking right at them. And okay, let me put the rest of these biblades on, and then we'll do a little flying upstairs, and we'll really kind of get into it. I'm gonna be like, I'm just going to fly at this point. Like I'm not gonna really for these first 2 batteries, because I just want to kind of get dialed in on the current biblades, which these are the ones that these are what I'm used to. So it should be 2 batteries should be quick enough to get kind of locked in here. And then we'll go to the most drastically different prototypes, and yeah, we'll see what's what. See if I think I'll be able to tell a difference. I am shocked at how much thrust both of these prototypes made. I did not expect that, and I'm really happy with the thrust that they made on our little makeshift thrust stand. That's pretty impressive. What do I need to fly? Goggles? Is that a thing? Is that what we do? All right, here we go. File some music, Michael D says. Deal. It's called The Arcade from Low 5. Here we go. Can you connect, transmitter? Oh, I gotta hit the button. User error. Here we go. Come on, connect, connect. Oh my god, I thought I could make it. Oh. Oh god, why did I just fly right back into it? Ah! It's like I'm doing it on purpose at this point. Ah, I thought that I'd be able to hit that little gap combo. Let's stop screwing around down here. Oh god, oh boy, why do I do this? Why am I like this? Oh, no, no, no. I think there's a child asleep on the couch. Let's take a look. There is. Sleeping 12-year-old.
20 seconds.
Oh god. Oh, I woke him up. Ah, fart. I'm gonna make this fan spin the other direction. It's much easier to do orbits in this direction. I'm playing a dangerous game here. Uh-oh. Oh! Are you shitting me? Ooh. Didn't mean to go out the side like that, but I'll take it. Oh, what? That'll never happen again. I never even thought about going out that little gap. What? What? Holy crap on a pancake, yo. Ah, I was being a little cheeky with that one. That would not have been skill-based if that had gotten through there. That would have been luck. I just caught the edge there. Oh, nope. I gotta get that wall ride better than that. Come on now. Ooh, I got into the fan. Can I land on one of these blades? It's spinning like a little too fast. Let's see. Uh-oh, we're falling down the stairs. Where'd it go? Where'd you go, little guy? Okay. Alright, next. Yeah, +5 luck modifier in this guy. Okay. One more. Stay down here. And then we're gonna go to the protos. Good lord!
Low battery.
Here we go! crash prevention. Fooked me. Really? Ah! Oh, I just missed it. Ah! Ah! Oh god! Do something amazing and then just smash right into the back of the studio light. Sounds like me. Oh god! Ow! Fart. Oh boy. Went for that cheeky coffee table power loop. Uh-oh. Oh no. Do not kill. Ah, almost. Ah, rejected. Thunk. Oh. Oh, that was closest. I think that's about as close as I've ever gotten to getting it like absolutely smooth. Oh, fuck you! That's it. That was it. I mean, I can't do it better than that. That was the one. Wow! Oh my god! I finally got that. Like, I mean, that was like 10 out of 10. That's like as smooth as you can hit that. Wow. I kind of didn't. I didn't necessarily think that was possible, to be completely honest. But I mean, I have tried it a whole bunch of times. Oh my god! It's just such a small power loop. And the exit is so low. Like this gap down here, this is like nothing. Like look, that's the tiny whoop on the ground. Like look at that. That's the gap right there. That ground to the that's the higher part. You got to get it under this other. Oh my god, that was. Oh boy. Oh! I'm stuck in a tree, guys. Oh, I got my tiny whoop stuck in a tree. How perfect is that? Oh, man. Yo. Weblade FPV 0702 28,000 kV motors, my friends. Magic. Oh boy! Oh. Alright, I am dialed on the biblades. Let's get it onto these prototype props. Damn, yo! Damn! Tonight's a good night. Ooh, boy. I'm usually pretty appalled by my flying during live streams, but that's we in it tonight. Feeling the flow. Doing the bull dance. Oh man, think of all the comedies from the 2000s, from 2000 to 2010. Think of it. Happy Gilmore, or was that 90s? Happy Gilmore might have been 90s, but like, Wedding Crashers, 40-year-old version. Like, so many. I love you, man. So many. Man, one of these biblades, very tight. Okay, biblade's coming off, and we're gonna go to the most 96. Close though, 90s and 2000s. Then let's say all the Adam Sandler movies, and they all hold up pretty well. All the Jim Carrey movies too, right? Liar, Liar. All right, so we're gonna go to the most drastically different of the prototypes. All right, I should. So help me God if I can't find the difference. And now these ones, these are the fourth prop that we spun up on the in the testing. It made pretty much the exact same amount of thrust as the biblade. So yeah. That's kind of exciting. But it's fitting really tightly on this motor shaft, so these are going to be a bastard to get off. I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm doing it for you guys. Oh yeah, that's going to be hard to get off there. I can feel it. I mean, on one hand, I like that these have slightly better. The Gemfan biblades can come off the shafts. It's easy to fix them so that they don't. But I think it's kind of nice that these won't have that issue. I don't know. Although I would kind of rather the props be a little bit too loose, and then make them a little bit tighter than too tight. But they tend to loosen up after you put them off and on a couple of times. Here we go. The most drastically different of the prototypes coming at you hot. My goggles are off. Everything's dark. Let's see. Oh man, these are good. These feel awesome. What was that? What did I even hit? Oh boy. These sound good. Yo. Ooh. They make good power? Oh no! Slammed into the Christmas cards. What's that say? What's that one say? Get up there. I want to see what it says. Oh, fart. Oh, the fan! Cheated death. Forgot to turn the music up. These are nice, man. I'm stuck. That was a weird spot to get stuck. Sage is going to be up there. Let me do some more flying down here. Alright, let me try. Yeah, these feel different. For sure they do. See it stop? Look at it. Ready? See it stop? I don't... Oh, boy. When I rotate it around flat, when I generate a bunch of momentum, and I rotate it around flat. Stop it. Watch it slow down. Ready? Yeah. More grip for sure. So I was wrong. I was wrong about the whole like. I will say though that I'm pretty sure it's not nearly as drastic as with non-ducted rigs. The difference in grip. Oh yeah. Yo, I like these. Okay, okay. I think I finally knocked that gate down. Sure enough. Oh God, what is happening? Ah! I wonder what the runtime. Wow, the runtime is really good. Man, these are. Oh boy! Oh, I knew that was gonna be close. Jesus, easy, big fella. Look at the runtime. What? 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 Yo. These are real good.
Telemetry lost.
These are real good. Hold on, let me go change that. Let me go change that fan upstairs because I wanna try to. Cause yeah, you are supposed to change the fan rotation in the winter time, and it'll make it. I want to land on the fan blades. Hold on. All right. Yo. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how good these are. I thought I was gonna like the other prototype. I mean, maybe I will. But I thought I was gonna not like these prototypes and like the other ones more. But man, these are great. I'm wow. That's the real thing. And this is on an 0702. These would be even better on an 0802. Damn, dude. This is Jesus. Okay. So I think I got 3 batteries left. I think I should now go back to the biblade. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the biblade. And then I'm going to swap to the other prototype prop. Because this will allow me to kind of like figure out if I can feel it, if like I should be able to feel another difference here right now. Going back to what I'm used to. And then we'll switch to this other one and we'll see what's what. But yo, these felt great. I'm okay, sure. This is I did not expect this. I did not expect this at all. The game done changed, friends. This is a big deal. Because the current non-bibladed tinywhoop props I really don't like. And I really do like these. What was with that runtime, yo? I don't think I've ever gotten runtime like that from a tinywhoop. Have I? Where'd it go? It's probably like the same color as the carpet, so they just vanish. A few seconds, not minutes. Have I gotten almost 4 minutes before? I thought they were almost, it's almost always, I mean, I was kind of like, I was pretty cruisy on that battery. I don't know why. It just felt kind of cruisy to me. I had to go with, sometimes you just let the gear decide. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the biblade so I can really try to feel a difference. My fingers hurt so bad that I'm like, do I really need to go back to the biblades right now? But the biblades fit pretty easily. They're pretty easy to get on and off, so I'll suck it up. Hey, what do you guys think about this whole 6 to 8 on Wednesdays thing? Should I keep it or should I go back to 8? I kind of like it. I like mixing up the times that I stream. Whoop. Wednesday time slot. 6 to 8. 8 to 10. There you guys go. There's a poll. You guys kind of get to pick. If you answer the way that I don't want you to answer, though, I won't do it. Battery's at 3. The battery came off at 3.6. So I didn't even like ultra discharge it. Over discharge it, I should say. Here we go. VRX. Power up the transmitter, and away we will go. Look at this battery at 4.25. See what happens when we arm it.
Timer 1 up.
Gemfan biblades, Weebleed FPV 0702, 28,500 kV motors.
Low battery.
Oh boy, almost hit myself. Stop it. Yeah, I don't know about this grip thing. Man, there's so much placebo. I don't really know if I feel a difference in grip. God, I almost hit Felix. Oh! Oh, man, that dive is so satisfying. It's hard to get all the way down to the bottom. It's like, to dive all the way to the bottom one is really tough. Oh, wait, I reversed the fan. Here we go. So now it's pulling the air upwards. I think that's what you want in the winter time. Oh, my God, that is so satisfying. The blades like spin right under me. Oh yeah. Oh my God, I could do this for an entire battery. But I won't. Oh, I thought I could sneak in there. That was ugly. Let's get that a little bit better. That's the one. Oh, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, do not kill. I went through the railing. Oh God! Ah! Close. Ah! I didn't get into the dive, but man, that was almost as good. Let's get it this time. I keep overshooting it. Oh God, I hit the ceiling. Come on, I want to get it. I want it. I want it. I want it. Oh, what a dumbass. Come on out of there. Come on out of there. Yes. All right, let's just set it up. Here we go. Oh my God, it feels so good. It feels so good to get it. Uh-oh. No, no, no. Easy. Easy. Let's come on back downstairs. Oh, no, no. Let's fall down the stairs. That's what I said. I keep missing that. Ah! Let's get a run at it. No, I'm not going high enough. No! Do not eat me! This battery's shot. Well, I guess we do get that kind of run time. Look at that, 344. Jesus. Crazy. Where'd the music go? Where would the music going? All right. So there's the biblades. I can't put my finger on what the difference is, but there's definitely a difference there. You know, a lot of times, like when there's a difference, it's like, ooh, this is better just by it being different. I try really hard to not have that creep in, but it's pretty tough. Now let's go to the prototypes that I think I'm gonna really love. And these made a bunch more thrust. Brandon's Baked Bean says, what whoop was that? This is the Ultimate Freestyle Mobula 6 CLRS with the biblade FPV motors. 0702 28500. I love the one that's on the 30,000 kV tinywhoop 0702s, but I almost feel like they might make too much power. That's wrong, but yeah, yeah. I'm asking at 8:30 if who likes the 6 to 8 time slot versus 8 to 10 time slot, but it looks like the 6 to 8 time slot is still winning. So that really, like, if anything else, if anything, at 8:30, the 8 to 10 time slot fans would be ruling the poll. But no, the poll is saying 6 to 8. So we're gonna keep it on 6 to 8 because, yeah, it's good to stream at different times of day. These are gonna be the last 2 batteries. I'm gonna fly these prototypes, and I'm just gonna leave that camera up so that I don't have to worry about showing you guys these prototypes. I'm really shocked at the other prototypes. These, I'm actually gonna put a bunch of batteries through. I'm gonna leave these on for a little bit, and really become friends with these because they made some thrust, yo. All right, we got some music. We're gonna do 2 batteries in a row, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Morton Upshot says, any thoughts on the Happy Model 0702 25,000 kV? It's great. It's I actually didn't know that they made a 25,000 kV. Do you maybe mean the 26,000 kV? If so, it's great. The 0702s are amazing because they're nice and lightweight. And yeah, 25,000, 26,000 kV, that's really good. I prefer these 28,500s or the 30,000s, mainly because you can motor limit them down. And I mean, I'm a power hungry lunatic. I don't know. Like the 30,000s, I still think maybe are my favorite, but it's hard. It's hard to tell. They definitely make a little bit more power, but that extra power is an awful lot. Like it's a lot. And I mean, I try to always compare these things to our 5-inch freestyle rigs, and they have an absolutely asinine amount of power. So like, I'm always kind of like, well, we want to get as close to that as possible. Here we go. Prototype that made more thrust than the biblades. They sound nice. Yeah, these make more thrust. For sure they make more thrust. These are nice. Oh! It's a hard crash. Oh, and it's dark in here. There we go. Oh, man. Oh! Oh, wow. Crash prevention really saved me on that one. Get out of the cube. Oh! Let's get our orbit on. Oh, wait, hold on. This is a good jam. Here we go. Hold on. Let's go back to the beginning. All right. I like these props. Oh God! Who put that couch there? What? Oh, I tried to dump it down into that. Oh. No. What am I doing? I just flew it into the ceiling. Yikes. Oh, no, the fan hit me. That had to happen eventually. Hey. No. Something weird's happening with this rig. Every once in a while, it's misbehaving. Oh God! Sorry, Sage! Wow, good Lord. What's happening with you, little boy? Little buddy. Motor number 1 is... they're all stalling out. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, last battery. Here we go. I'm gonna get stuck in a tree. 2 trees in here I can get this thing stuck in. Alright. These props feel good, man. I mean, the fact that I can, like, you guys have seen me fly different props, and like I'm all over the place. I'm crashing all the damn time. This is great. Yo, these make some power, boy! Hold on. Now we need a good jam. Give me a good one. Be a good jam. Here we go, friends. Last battery of the stream. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are the goddamn best. Oh, God! It's great until it wasn't. Ooh! 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 Oh. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. I'm on the oven. I'm in the oven. Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm in the oven. Oh no. Come on now. That's the oven. Get me out of the oven. Ah! Thank you! Goggles are going to hell. Please stop, goggles, please. What? What was that? Ah! I almost got stuck in a tree again. Well, this battery kind of sucked, but the other ones were fucking hot. Oh! What is that? Where am I? Oh god, I'm under the bench. Oh boy, what was that? That was a weird... like rotated more than I expected. Ah! Oh! There it was! Almost got the exit. No! You dumb man, you. Oh god. Almost. I would really love to get that coming down through there. But I'd have to really throw it far forward to do that. Let's try it. No. Alright, we're gonna call it quits. My fingers are ragged. My thumbs are actually starting to hurt from flying from all the prop taking ons and offs. Oh my god, yo, what a night of flying. Jesus Christ, I hit that power loop 100% clean finally. These prototype props are really impressive. Great runtime, great power. there's a little bit of a different feeling. Maybe that's a difference in grip. I don't know. I'm still I'm still super skeptical about that. But regardless, I was able to fly them really comfortably and do shit that I haven't been able to do before. So that's kind of a big deal. Michael D says, I wish you could do every Monday stream at the same time you did yesterday. It was awesome. Yeah, Joshua has the better time slot on Mondays, but I mean, it should be like that. You know, he's got 400, 500, 600 people on his stream. So yeah, it makes sense. Morton Upshot says, my bad, 2,300, not 25, 23,000, not 25,000. 23,000 is starting to get to the point where it's kind of too low for freestyle, in my opinion. That's more of a racing KV. But yeah, I would say just get the Weebleed FPV 0702 28,500s while they're still available. And then you can just motor limit them down if they're too much. Thanks for hanging, friends. CiottiFPV.com. Support me on this wild adventure. I need everybody's help. Do a little something. Click thumbs up. Subscribe. Jump on the Patreon. Did we get any new patrons tonight? Let's see. We did! Damian Duff, new 5-pound patron. Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. Welcome to the gangliest of gangs, my friend. Be good, guys. I'll see you on Friday at 7 o'clock, as usual. We're gonna work on these CiottiFPV 5-inch rigs so that I can hopefully get them done, and you guys can buy yourselves, 3 lucky people can buy yourselves a hell of a Christmas present. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll see you on Friday. Have an awesome Thursday, friends. Hey, never mind. I was about to say no stream on Sunday, but there is going to be a stream on Sunday, I think. If there's not, I'll let you know. Looking for a little something to give you here. A little something, something. Here you guys go. There's a little cinematic flying for you. Starlight? No, I need something kind of chill. This is nice and chill. There we go. Be good, friends. See you Friday. CiottiFPV.com. Click all the buttons. This is unbelievable. This goddamn program, Black Hole, that is how on Macs you have to send audio to OBS. It just like uninstalls itself. It just disappears. I have to uninstall it like. And the monitoring goes away. It should give you guys the audio in a second here, though. All right, friends, be good. Jesus Christ on a cracker. Where did the there it is. Later, boys. Be good.